Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the fourth episode of SoulSpace podcast.
Welcome, everybody. So today we thought we would touch on a topic that we talked about a little bit in the last podcast we did, all about emotions. Learning to recognize your emotions, the part that emotions play, and also we're going to talk about the emotional guidance scale, which is one of our favorite tools to use to feel better, to increase your vibration, to improve everything in your life overall. It's a tool we use daily. Basically.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to talk about that a little bit today.
Yeah. Emotions are, what our daily life is based on, really. We go through the day and emotions can get stuck. You get stuck where they're at, and you forget that all you have to do is recognize it and move on. And it's as easy as that to get yourself out of a stuck place or a stagnant place where your emotions are running rampant or taking over. So we'll talk about that today and how to kind of get yourself out of that by just recognizing the emotion that's prevalent right now.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit about emotions is emotions aren't something that create. Emotions are something that show you where you're at in relation to where your inner being is on your path. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people talk about, am I on my path? Am I on the right path? Am I following the path that I had set for myself, what my soul is following? Mm-hmm. So your emotions tell you where you're at on that path. It tells you, are you vibrationally in line with your path and where your inner being and your soul is? Or are you a little bit off of that path or way off of that path? And you can be on and off that path at any point in the day. We all go through ups and downs in our emotions throughout the day. And so this is about learning how to pivot and come back onto your path and to spend the most amount of time possible on your path in alignment with your soul, with your inner being, with where you want to be going in your life.
Right. And how you know that you're going in the right direction or on the right path, you feel good. You're in the flow, or you feel happy. You're not feeling, you don't have that mind chatter that's telling you, oh, this is dumb, or, you're not going the right way, or what are you doing? That kind of stuff. You're feeling good, and you can feel yourself moving forward. You're getting things accomplished, and that's how you know you're on a good emotional balance,
right,
in the right place.
And when we're talking about the emotional scale, which we'll get into in a little bit, and what it is, how to use it, is that place of being on your path, that place of being in the right vibration to receive, is that satisfied and above. You said feeling good. So you're satisfied. You feel pretty good.
Yeah.
All the way up to joy and ecstatic joy.
Yeah.
Anywhere in between that, you are cruising.
Yeah. It's good. It really feels good. And to know that you're in control of that, and you can get yourself out of those lower emotions right away. You have, and will help you with the tools to move you out of those lower emotions that are keeping you stuck, or stagnant, or not feeling good. And as soon as you wake up in the morning, if you check in and start doing that, you'll find when you wake up, you're usually in a good mood, until you start going through and drumming up those emotions, you're doing good. So if you can keep that momentum going right away when you wake up, put your feet on the floor and start gratitude, or, feeling like, I love my bed, my bed felt so good last night, doing things like that, appreciation, that gets you on a good emotional path right away. And we always have ups and downs through the day, and that's life. Everyone has that. Nobody lives a perfectly high vibrational happy life every day, and if they say they do, they're lying to you.
Everybody has ups and downs. That's the most part of the human experience.
Yeah, it's part of life. And, you know, of course, our goal is to have more happies than lows. And we can do that, and you can get yourself there. And a lot of it is, and most of it is, watching your emotions and checking in once in a while throughout the day, and knowing that, okay, I'm not in the place I want to be right now. Let me check. What am I going to do? You know, how can I, where is my emotion right now? What emotion am I going through right now?
Mhm. Absolutely. And what I like about using this tool that we're going to talk about, the emotional guidance scale, it really helps to determine where you're at and then how to get where you want to be. And it can take 5 seconds, or it can
Right.
take 5 minutes,
Yeah.
or it can take an hour. But the thing is, this tool will help you start to move out of that. Because a lot of people are like, I've been stuck, I've been depressed for months. Well, that's not necessary.
Right.
And you don't want to be there. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes feeling awful.
Yeah.
And so we really want to elaborate on this today and help you to figure out, how can I get from where I'm at to where I want to be every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is another thing, it's just all about practice. The more
Yeah.
that you practice this, the more it'll become second nature.
Right.
For me, I don't have to really think about it. I just start doing it because I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And so it can be that easy, and it is easy. It's just about learning the tool and how to use it, and then just begin to practice. And as you practice, you're like, okay, this is getting easier and easier. The first time you do it, it might be like, oh, I'm not sure. But as you begin to practice it, it gets easier and easier.
It sure does. Yeah. And, you know, we have, I printed out a list of the emotions. And if you want a copy of this, just message one of us. We can send you the PDF file of it.
Yeah,
So
put a
you
message in
have
the comments.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, you know, you can take a picture of it, put it in your phone, then it's always with you. And once you use it a lot, you'll just automatically know them, or you'll have it close enough to where you can get yourself up. But, you know, when we were both going through a coaching certification, we used this list every day in class, and we just got used to using it. So we use it every day in our lives now. And it's just such a good tool to have. And I know for me, before I learned or was going through coaching certification, I didn't realize what a big part emotions have on my daily life. And I didn't know to check in on that, you know. And, you know, you only do what you know to do at the time. But when you have better tools to deal with things and to go forward in your life and use them, it makes things so much easier.
It does.
You don't get in that stuck place near as often.
And once you recognize that you're there,
Right.
you can move yourself out right away.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you do the check-ins, you recognize where you're at right away, rather than letting it snowball for a while into the more and more negative and the worst feeling.
Right.
The earlier you can catch an emotion, figure out where you're at, the faster you can move forward.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we did talk about that a little bit in our last podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to continue on this path a little bit, you know, staying in that happy place. So next week we'll do some tools that'll help you move up the scale, besides just recognizing them like we're going to do today. But there's other things, if you're really stuck in a place, that you can, other tools you can do, and we'll do some of that with you next time. So another place you can find this emotional guidance scale is in this book, Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Really good book if you love the law of attraction, or if you like learning about emotions and how to get through your day. There's a lot of different tools in this book that you can use. A lot of good information. I read this book many times already. And
One of my
lists
favorites.
a lot in there. Yeah. So this is on page what?
This is on page 297. It's process number 22, moving up the emotional scale in this book.
So if you have that, use it. You don't need sheet.
Although the
but if you
sheet is
want-
nice,
Yeah,
because
it is
like I said,
nice.
I have a copy of this in my phone.
Yeah,
And if ever I do get stuck and I can't think my way out of it, like I don't usually have to think about it, but if I'm having a real day and I
Yeah.
can't think of what to do next, I just pull this up on my phone and I just start
Yeah.
bringing myself to the scale.
yeah, it's so good, so easy to use. So should we go up the scale and talk about how that works? How to go? Okay, so when you're gonna check in, just ask yourself, how do I feel? Or, if you're in a situation, how is this making me feel? Maybe something happened and you just can't get it out of your head. And it's something like, oh, I stubbed my toe this morning, or whatever it is, but you keep going back to it, during the day. Just ask yourself, how does this make me feel? Or what's going on right now? How do I feel? So you kind of go look at the scale. Okay, so first, the lowest emotion is fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. So if you're feeling I'm scared, or I'm, stuck, or I don't feel good right now. Okay. So what is that for you? How would you get yourself out of that? Are you thinking, when you check in and say that for yourself?
Well, for me, the first thing I do is, first identify what am I feeling?
Mhm.
Name that feeling. And the emotional scale can really help you with that if you kind of have a hard time identifying your emotions. That's why I love this so much.
Yeah.
And so you identify, this is where I'm at. I recognize where I'm at. And then I say a statement that goes along with where I'm at. So I don't feel this way, so it might not sound vibrationally correct, but I'm afraid that I'm not going to have enough money.
Right. Okay.
That would be a statement that I could say, like, I'm scared. I feel powerless. I feel like there's nothing I can do about this situation. So I say a statement that tells how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I've identified that I feel there. Okay. Well, then what's the next step?
Yeah.
The next step is 21, which is insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. I'm in trouble, or I didn't mean it, or I'm sorry. So I would say, to go along those lines with that, would be insecurity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I feel like I just never have enough.
Right.
That would be
A good one.
an
21.
insecure.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So then you can go on to the next one.
Yep. Then you can ask yourself, the next 120 is jealousy, resentment, or that's not fair. So maybe you think, oh, it's just not fair. I work so hard and I still don't have the money that I want. I'm working all the time, but I'm not getting to where I want to be yet. And, I feel stuck, something like that. And then, maybe you're thinking, well, my neighbor works less than I do and they have all the things, and that's not a good place to be, because you're not, you shouldn't compare yourself to others, for one thing, but just keep looking up the chart. The next one is hatred and rage. I hate you. I hate how I feel, and you can think about, well, I really don't like the way I feel right now about money. I do have some, I do make money every week or whatever, keep moving yourself up.
Yep. So each one of these, as we move up the scale, is vibrationally higher than the next. And so
Right.
that's why you might be like, well, why am I reiterating this? Well, you're not. What you're
Yeah.
doing is you are moving yourself up emotion by emotion to get yourself up to the satisfied place. So we'll keep showing you how that looks.
Yep. And then you want to go do a couple?
Sure. So 18 is revenge or righteous indignation. Or I hope you get in trouble too, or it's your fault, or it's not my fault. So for me, I think righteous indignation kind of fits into this, where, well, I don't understand why I don't have this. I feel like I should have this. This is so frustrating. I don't understand why I don't have it.
Right.
I deserve to have it. Why don't I have it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit of anger in there, a
Yeah.
little bit of, well, I don't understand why you have all this stuff and I don't have all this
Right.
stuff. So it kind of is just a step above that jealousy point.
Yeah. And it's kind of a little bit of the victim part, thinking, well, why do you have it and I don't? you're a victim of that.
It's not my fault.
Right.
I worked my butt off. I
Yeah.
don't understand why I don't have this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that leads right up to the next one is anger. I'm mad, and just recognizing that I'm mad that I'm not in place. Okay. Doesn't that feel a lot better? At least you recognize it, and it feels like it gets the charge off of that. You feel like, okay, I can move up from here, so.
As we're saying these statements, we're allowing it to just say how you feel. We're allowing you to let it go.
Mhm. Yeah.
So we do each one of these probably 15 seconds or less.
Yeah.
As we move up, we say the statement, we move on. We say the statement, we move on. We say the statement, we move on. We don't stay anywhere.
Yeah.
We keep the momentum going in the positive direction.
Yeah. Yeah. And our end goal is to feel good. And we don't have to go to the top of the scale every time, just to get yourself out of that and to start feeling better. So we're going to move up to discouragement. I don't know how. So maybe you're feeling so stuck that you don't know how to get out of that place. Recognize that. Okay, well, I know I can't stay here, and I know I don't want to stay here. So what's the next one? The next one is blame. So that's kind of that victim too. It's not my fault. I work hard. I should have more than I do,
It's my employer's fault. They need to pay me more. Why don't
Right.
they pay me more? I blame you. You don't pay me enough.
Right. And that's again that victim mode. A lot of these are when you're stuck in that victim mode, and this will help you get out of that fast. So next one is worry. Maybe you're nervous about it. Maybe you're biting your fingernails, or doing whatever to keep you in that worried spot, or thinking about it all the time, constantly mulling it over. I'm really worried about this. What if I can't get out of it? What if I never make more money? What if I lose my car or whatever? You just, you're constantly worried about this. So move yourself up out of that, get out of that right away. And the next one is doubt. I can't. I don't know what to do. I can't do it.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not really sure. Can I do it?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not sure if I can.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. The next one is disappointment. I can't. I don't want to set it down. I don't want to let go of that feeling because I feel like I need that to move me forward. No, we don't. Not at all. Let go of that emotion and allow yourself to grab onto a better one and keep moving up that scale.
What you're doing is you're setting down the baggage.
Right.
You're not setting down the lessons. You're not setting down the things that you need to move forward. You're
Right.
setting down that baggage that is weighing you down.
Yeah.
That's what we're letting go of.
Yeah. Yeah. Next one is overwhelm, confusion. I don't know how. This is too much. And that's a place where a lot of people get stuck in that
Yes.
overwhelm. I know I do a lot of times.
That is the hard place.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. You think about all the things you have to get done and all the things you need to do. But if you just go back and think of one, okay, what's one thing I can do to move forward? Let's finish going up this scale for one thing
Yep.
and get us into a better place. And then once you're in that feel good place, it's easier to get this stuff done, and you can set that overwhelm down and move forward.
Just that one next step. And for us, this one next step is moving up to the next on the scale. That's my job right now, is to feel better.
Exactly. Yeah, don't take on everything at once. Okay, what can I do right now? I can move up to the next spot. And that is frustration, irritation, impatience. Thinking, why not? I need it,
And why don't I have it right now?
Right. Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you can move up and go forward towards it, toward whatever that thing is that you want.
And right now, this work that we're doing is moving us towards the better, towards the things that we've asked for.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is moving us vibrationally up to that
Yeah.
space where we can start to receive
Yeah.
those things that we've asked for.
Yeah.
Receiving mode, as
Yeah.
Abraham puts it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting closer to the feeling good parts. Pessimism, I can't do it. No, you won't. You said you would do it, but you won't. So that's pretty much putting your power in someone else's hands. And we don't want to do that, you know. And you might not need all of these bottom ones. You might start out at worry, you know, so don't. You just go where you do, but we're going to do the whole scale just so you know and have a little bit of understanding what the whole scale is. So the pessimism, you know, maybe you're putting that blame on someone else instead of, you know, taking responsibility for it. And, you know, yeah, some things are out of our control, but you have control of you.
Yes.
And we talk about that, I think, at every podcast.
And it's so empowering.
Yeah, yeah. We can do things to get us to a better place, no matter what we're doing or where we are right now, or what's happening around us. Yeah, exactly. So the next one is boredom, stagnation, letting go. I don't want to. I feel stuck. I'm over it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, that's that boredom state.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even want to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good one to recognize when you're in that, because that's when sometimes we don't recognize that we're in it, you know. And a lot of times just like feeling bored, like you're stuck, you don't know what to do next or where to go.
Want to do anything.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And that's just one foot in front of the other. Let go of that, letting go and saying, okay, my hands are up, I'm done, you know. And that always opens up to something better coming in. You know, it's always the next one. So then we're going to contentment, satisfaction. Okay, you know, I'm feeling not so bad. I really do want to stay in this field where I'm working, or stay, you know, I really do like some of the things I'm doing right now. So,
I like my workplace. It's a really good place to work.
right. Yep. I like this. It feels good. So contentment, satisfaction, you know, it's not so bad. You know, there are people that have it worse than I do, you know, thinking about that and realizing, hey, you know, it could be a lot worse than where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The next one is hopefulness. You know, do you think I could do something else? Do you think I could step it up a little bit from where I'm at? You know I'm not doing all I can to get out of where I'm at. And
Could I ask for a raise?
right?
Is that something I can do? What is that?
Yeah.
You know, maybe. Or is there something that I enjoy doing that I could expand on that to make extra income?
Yeah.
Or, you know, it gives you, I have a little bit of hope that things can change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Next one is optimism. And we're all almost to the top already.
Mm-hmm.
Optimism is, oh, I like this. I can focus on what feels better. You know, hey, there's something I can do that I love to do and I could share with others to make a little extra money on the side, you know, and then maybe something better is going to come along. So I think I can do this. I think I can, you know, find something else to help me out of this.
And I you know what? I have enough. And that feels good too. I feel good that I always have enough.
Yeah.
I always have enough. And it always works out. So I like that. It feels good.
Right. Next one is positive. Expectation, belief. Let's do this. We can do this. You know, hey, I don't have it so bad. Why was I feeling like that? You know, that's old news now. I know I can get it to a better place easily. You know, I know what I can do. There's a lot of things that I have fun with that I can do.
Absolutely.
Next one is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. I really like this. This is fun. So thinking about something you can do to make some extra money on the side, or, you know, why was I scared to talk to my boss? They're understanding. They're going to know what I'm going through. Everyone goes through rough times once in a while. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for something better. Maybe there's another job in the company that you work for that you can move up to that has a better pay scale, or
And maybe it's even something that you enjoy even more than what you're currently doing.
right.
Or maybe that thing on the side that you're like, oh, this is just so fun to do. I'm really enjoying doing this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm building on this and it feels really good.
Yeah.
That's something too.
Yeah.
You know, life is supposed to be fun.
Right.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah. 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 The next one, number 2, is passion, strong interest, excited, laughing. Laughing is one of the best things you can do to get yourself into a better emotional place. Laugh at yourself for, oh wow, why was I making that out to be something bigger than it was? You know,
Mountain out of a molehill.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's easy to do, you know, just even if you have to watch a video, funny cats or funny goats or something, baby goats, you know, something to get yourself feeling better, getting yourself into a better emotional place, thinking about what's, you know, how does it get better than this? That's another one. Moves you right up the scale. And you can ask each level, you know, how does it get better than this? Well, I could go for a walk right now. I have a few minutes. I know that always makes me feel a little bit better. You know, let's do it. So
let's have a dance party in the middle of the living room. Who doesn't have fun with that?
Even just a little micro dance gets you in a better mood, right? The next one is top of the scale: joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. You know, I really do appreciate where I'm at because I know I'm feeling better and I can always go up from here. You know, it's a great place. My workplace is good. You know, I do love my work, even if I'm not making as much as I want to. It's a start. I can always move up. I can always, you know, if I'm loving where I'm at, better things come to me. But if you're stuck and stagnant and not liking where you're at, you're going to stay in that place. So we always want to move up that scale. I always want to go to the next better emotion.
So again, like we said, that satisfied and above all the way to joy. That's what we call the receiving mode. That's when you're vibrationally on your path. That's when you're following. That's where you're right in alignment with your inner being, with your soul, where it wants you to be. Because your soul is always calling you, saying, come this way, come this way.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm this way. And that vibration that your soul is in is always in that satisfied and above.
Yeah.
And so you're meeting your soul there. And that's where you're at. You're on your path. And you're able to meet all those good things that you asked for. One thing that I've learned is, okay, when you ask for something, do you want it because it'll make you feel bad?
No.
No, you don't want something because you want something because you know it'll feel good to have it. It'll be fun. It'll make you happy. It'll be something that's exciting. It'll be something that is fun. It feels good. And so that's the vibration that when you're in that vibration, it meets you there. And another piece to this is being open to different ways that you can get the things that you want.
Right.
I think a lot of people, they get so specific at how they want things to happen or exactly what they want things to look like that they're not allowing in something that could be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing. We want you to be open and receptive to the things that are coming to you, open and receptive to the things that you've created, because God, the creator, the source of all that is, the universe, has wonderful things that are coming to you that you have already co-created through your thought, through your asking, through your wanting. And so when you're in that mode of satisfied and above, you're in that vibration to begin to receive those things that you've co-created. You're meeting those things in the vibration that they are. And that's why it's so important to spend more and more time in that feel-good space.
Yeah.
Is because that's when you're in the flow. That's when things are coming to you. That's when you're meeting those things vibrationally where they're at. Because those things don't feel bad. They're not going to come down to your feel bad space. You might receive some of them here and there because you go up and down throughout your day. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But to make it easier, to be in the flow more often, to be, oh, this feels good, and I'm just enjoying the ride and things are coming to me, that satisfied and above, that's where you meet all of the things that you've asked for vibrationally.
Yeah.
Because your emotions tell you where you're at, vibrationally. That's what your emotions are. They are your guidance. They are telling you, this is where you're at. Do you want to stay there or not? And this is how you have a choice.
Yeah.
You can pivot by using this guidance scale towards feeling better, towards your receiving mode, towards all of the things that you've asked for, that vibration. So that's why this is so important.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like a lot of work because we went through
We started from the bottom.
Right. We started from the bottom and went to the top. But you're usually not that down, that far down when you check in.
And if you are, it's worth the work.
It sure is.
It's worth the 2 to 5 minutes that it
Right.
takes to go
Yeah.
through the scale from the bottom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you spent how much time in that space?
Right.
To take 2 to 5 minutes to get up to the satisfied space?
Yeah.
100% worth it. 100%.
Yeah. You might have spent 4 hours in that bottom of the barrel, and just a couple minutes of work and you're up to the top.
Right. I mean, how much are you accomplishing if you feel depressed?
Right. Yeah.
Probably not a whole heck of a lot. So if you can start to feel better, that's an accomplishment and that's worth doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you might be thinking, if you're in one of these lower emotions right now, you might be thinking, oh, that can't help me, or that doesn't really help. Yes, it does.
It does. Personal experience.
Right.
It does.
Definitely.
100% it does.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so easy. And once you do it a few times, you'll just whip up that scale so fast, you'll climb right out of that barrel.
And you won't be sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really a good, one of the best tools you can use really to help your emotions and to help yourself get out of a sticky place, or, out of, there's a quote that's like, what, 99% of the things that go on in your head that you worry about never even happen.
Right.
So why do we spend so much time there? And this is one thing that can really help you get out of that mode. Yeah. And the more you stay out of that mode, the more you stay up in the higher part of the scale, the easier it is, and the more good things that are going to come to you. So
right. And
pay attention.
Absolutely. And when we talk about receiving mode, it's not just the things that you ask for in life, but it's also the thoughts.
Right.
Your thoughts will also meet you where you're at. And so when you're higher up on the scale, you have more and more positive thoughts. Yep. When you're lower on the scale, you have more and more negative thoughts. And so as you work your way up the scale, those positive thoughts start to meet you again.
Yeah.
And that's the thing a lot of people ask about is like, I have all these thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, as you move up the scale, those positive thoughts begin to meet you more often too. And that also helps you to stay on a higher end of the scale as well.
Yeah. I hear that from a lot of clients, I always go back to that icky place. I have so many stupid thoughts in my head that don't make sense, or that I think, why would I even think that? But that's because you're more in that lower level emotions than the good. Once you start climbing out of that every day and doing it regularly, pretty soon your emotions, like you said, are at a higher spot. So at a higher place, and you're bringing more of those good things, those good thoughts in. It's just a muscle that we have to work, just like anything. You have to work at it, and no one can do it for you. You got to do it yourself. And the more you work on yourself, the better life is. And it helps everyone around you. It really ripples out into everyone that you're around.
Your relationships.
Yeah. Everything improves in your life. So think about it, do it. Put a message in the comments, or message one of us if you want the scale. We'll get it to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And next week we'll do some tools to help you even more if you really are having trouble stuck in one place, or if you need some positive reinforcement. There's a lot of things that you can do to help keep you in that better place once you get up the scale, keep you in that good vibration, and help yourself allow those good things to come, and have the confidence to allow and to know that you do deserve something better. Yeah. Anything else before we wrap up?
I think we've touched on a lot of things here and things that have really helped us. And I know will help anyone who tries it.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that is really important is we kind of say, try something 5 times.
Yeah.
Because within that 5 times, you'll begin to get a feel for it, to see, okay, is this right for me? Is it not right for me? If you don't give it that 5 times real good try, like actual trying and going through it, then you're not giving yourself that time to decide if it's something that can help you. Because this has helped thousands, if not millions of people.
Right.
And we know that, and we know it from personal experience. We know it from working with our clients.
Yeah.
And we want you to have this tool. We want you to be able to feel better and have a higher set point and not have such peaks and valleys
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah.
And so it's worth giving it an actual shot.
It really is. It's a great empowerment tool for you to know that you have control of your own life and what you're going through and where you want to be, you know, and you can get there. You really can.
You can.
So Krista, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, I am at Light of Hope Healing on Facebook. So that's where you can find me. And what about you, Tracy?
I am at Inspired Signals by Tracy Koba on Facebook and Instagram. And so like our pages, like our podcast, and follow us. And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, there's more to come.
Yes, more to come. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.